Yinz Guys RC.
Hey, welcome to Yinz Guys RC. In this episode, we're going to take a more in-depth look at charging your Lipo batteries and a short review of the Estes Proto X quadcopter. So sit back, enjoy, and let's get to it. Hey, welcome back to Toolbox Tech. What we're doing today is we're taking a more in-depth look at charging your Lipo batteries. And to do that, we're simply going to look at this high-tech X4 multi-charger. There's a lot of chargers like this out there, and they all behave pretty much the same. So, first thing we're going to look at is your setting right here for charge. You have charge, balance, which is balance charge, fast charge, storage charge, discharge, and we're back to charge. Now the next thing you have is your amp rating, 4.4 amps, and finally the voltage and the number of cells. So Lipos, I always recommend doing a balance charge, so we'll put it on balance. Now we're going to imagine we're charging a 2200 milliamp 3-cell battery. So to 3-cell battery, 2200 milliamp, 1C charging rate is 2.2 amps. A 2C charging rate would be 4.4 amps. 3C would be 6.6, but this only goes up to 6 amps. So we're going to go back to a 1C charge rate and put this at 2 amps, 2.2 amps. Then we have our number of cells, from 1 through 6, 2 through 6 on here, and we will set that at 2.2 amps, 11.1 volts. Now, something else we can do is the fast charge, but I haven't had any real luck with it, so I never use it. Storage charge, you can set your batteries to put them into a storage charge. And you can also discharge them, although I don't know why you would ever want to discharge a Lipo battery. And finally you have charge, which if you're in a hurry to get going at the field, you could definitely do a fast charge. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. Now with this particular charger, you see I can charge 4 batteries at once. And if you don't have this type, it doesn't matter. They all work pretty much the same. We're going to look at the number 4 jack here. This is where you plug in your charge lead. Your negative, your positive, and your balance lead goes down there. So the battery we're going to talk about today is a Sky Lipo 3-cell 2200 milliamp battery. I've got it plugged in to both the balance and the charge lead, which you can see there. Now I'm going to set this charger to charge at about 1.5 C, just for this, so we can give you an idea of the information you can get from the charger. So we'll start it up by holding the start button, beep, battery check. Now it wants to know. It says, I found a 3-cell battery. Do you want a 3-cell battery? Yes. Now if you look here, you have LiPo 3-cell charging at 0.9 amp, charging at 1 amp, 0.9. 12.7 is your current voltage reading. Balancing. It's been going for 13 seconds and it's put in 3, 4, 5 milliamp hours. Now by clicking up, we can look at the actual cell voltages. Cell 1 at 4.04, cell 2 at 4.01, cell 3 at 4.01, 4.02. So you see cell number 1 is a couple hundredths of a volt higher than the other cells. And since this is a balanced charger, and what we're doing is balanced charging, that's what will happen. When this is done, it'll play a happy little song, and our batteries will be done charging. So that's just a basic primer and a little more in-depth on C ratings and chargings. Talk to you guys soon. Well, today we're going to look at the Proto X nano quadcopter from Estes. We looked at it briefly in the first episode, but we're going to take a more in-depth look at this very small, very maneuverable quadcopter today. It comes in this little black box, and the price is about $40 at the local hobby store. Inside the box, you will find the actual quadcopter. This is it. It is 1.8 inches from the center of one motor to the center of the other. And it weighs 11 grams. I mean, there's nothing to this. It is featherweight. The legs that the motors are attached to are the circuit board. You have 2 gray propellers on the front and 2 black propellers on the rear. Now here's the controller. It is extremely small. I would say I have average size hands. There's the size of that controller in my average size hands, which apparently are very slippery. It's a basic 4-channel control, and it has trims for your, if you're a helicopter guy, it's for your left-right cyclic. If you're an airplane guy, it's aileron. And it has trims for 4-back cyclic and elevator if you're an airplane guy. It's a 2.4 gigahertz controller. Also in the box is a USB charge cable. It's about 2 feet long, and the side with the USB plug you can plug into your computer, your cell phone charger, any sort of USB power source. It lights up when it's charging, and it goes out when the battery is fully charged. Here's a little secret. Do not plug this into your quadcopter unless this is plugged into a live USB outlet. If you do, the little red light in here that tells you your battery is charging will suck this little 1-cell LiPo in here completely dry in about 10 minutes. That being said, on the back of the quadcopter is a simple little one-way plug that you plug in to charge. You get a spare pack of propellers, 2 each, of the black and the gray. You need to make sure that you get your rotations correct. They just push on the shaft. And the last thing in the box is a basic instruction sheet, which is actually not written in Chinglish, it's in pretty legible English. So that's always a plus. To fly this little beauty, you first power on your transmitter. There's a red light. Then power on the quad and put the quad down quickly so it can initialize. You'll notice now that this light is green. We have blue lights on the front of the quadcopter, red lights to the rear. As with any gyro-stabilized aircraft, don't touch the right stick as you take off, just put it into the air. Now you'll notice the lights are flashing, and I did that for a reason. This tells you that it's time to land the quadcopter. And you've probably got 15-20 seconds of flight left. You can put this down just about anywhere. You can catch it. There's nothing to it. This is a great little quadcopter. It's a lot of fun. 2.4 gigahertz, and it's only $40. It's available at local hobby stores, and Tower Hobby sells them as well. Now, one more comment about this tiny little controller. I like a bigger controller. That's not the comment. Well, that is a comment, but that's not the one I'm going to make. Even though this is branded from Estes, this is a Hubsan quadcopter, and it is compatible with Hubsan controllers. In particular, the Hubsan Q4 controller, I believe. It will bind to this, no problem, and it will give you 2 additional features. With the Hubsan Q4 controller, if you go full left, full right, or full right, full left, it will do a flip in those directions. It will also allow you to turn the LED lights on, off, and give you a yaw trim. There's no yaw trim on this controller. I have also read that it increases the effective range. So there you have it, the Estes Proto X mini review. I give it a thumbs up. It's a lot of fun. You get about 3 minutes of flight. It's $40. How can you go wrong? Well, that's it for this week of Yinz Guys RC. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you like the videos, and please subscribe to the YouTube page. Tell your friends. Let's get a buzz going, all right? And until I see you again, keep them flying.
Thanks for watching. Now get out of here.